Today we're going to make the second earring for this leaf-like set of earrings. I've already made a pair in green, and I'm going to make the second one in the iridescent blue. This is more of a rainbow blue because it's got blue and some purples and some greens. So I've got my 4mm beads. I need 4 of those. My super duos, my 11-0 beads, and my 8-0 beads. I also have my earring hook and a little closed loop that we'll use at the end. So let's get started. I'm going to pick up a 4mm bead, an 11, another 4, and another 11. So we'll start with this. I'm going to bring this all the way down to the bottom of the thread, leave a little bit of tail because I'm not only going to knot this, but I like to weave it in a little bit later. So I'm going to go back through these beads, fuzz, and I'll pull this, lost my tail, pull this through. And at this point we'll create a knot. So I'm going to knot the thread twice. I'm going to make sure that it doesn't catch on that one little silver bead. There, we don't want it looping over the bead. All right, now since the last one we put on was the silver bead, we came out of that. We don't have to go through any of these other beads to get started. So we're going to pick up 4 super duos and go into the next silver bead. And we're going to pick up another 4 super duos. And go through the next silver bead. Now this is going to look, next one's going to look a little bit different. We're going to pick up 2 duos. And we're going to pick up an 11-0 and then 2 more duos. And we'll go in the silver bead. We do this because this silver bead is what's going to form right here. And then we finish with 4 super duos. And we go through the last silver bead. I'm using black thread. You need about 24 inches to start. And I like the black because it disappears when you have a dark bead. If I were using a lighter bead, I would use something either white or potentially a cream or green. Now the next spot I want to go through is 1 super duo, because we're going to come back up and through the double beads right here. So we're coming back up and through. Now I like to work with the beads going up, and it doesn't matter what side you use on this one because they're both the same. So I will flip this over so that my thread is now going up this way. And I'm also going to get rid of this tail. So if you give me a moment, I'm going to grab a slightly smaller needle and get this through. Now I'll go in the direction of the thread path that came out of the silver bead. So it looks like it came out of the silver bead, so I'll go back through a white and a silver. And then another white and silver. The silver has the, just the white one then, because the silver one has the knot. I want to pull that taut, and I'm just going to cut this off. All right, now we can work without the thread in our way. So I want to work going up, and now we're going to add our 8 0 beads. And we're going to add them in groups of 3. It helps if you count, because if you happen to miss one and you get to the double beads, you'll know that you missed one. So we're going to do 1, pull them tight, 2, 3. Now at this point there's no place to put a bead between these two, so we're just going to go through both of them. So we go through the 2 of them together. And now we start again with 1. Now we've gotten to this double bead, this extra bead here that we added the last round. And what we're going to do at this point is we're going to pick up a silver, and we'll pick up a duo, and we'll pick up another silver. And then we're going to put them through, go through the next bead, so that's going to count as 2, and then this will be 3, and we'll go through the 2 beads, and you'll see how that forms the nice point. All right, another set of 3. 1, 2, and 3, going through the double, and this will be my last set of 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're only going to go through the 1 bead, not the whole double. Just go through the first one, because we're going to reverse direction now. We need to get to, pull this through, we need to get back to this bead in order to put our top on. So this piece on top is what we're going to work on. So in order to do that, we go through 1. Now we've got to backtrack, and if you only go through 1 and then drop the thread down here, it's not as noticeable as if you were to go over here. You'd see it more here than you see it along the side of this bead. This is why I'm using black. Although I have white beads in the center, you don't see the black thread in the super duos. Now we're going to have to go through this bead in this direction, which means we have to, because this is coming out of here, we're going to have to go through here and then come back up. So our thread path has to go through 2 more super duo beads. And sometimes they're hard to go through 2 at a time. If you can't go through 2 at a time, just go through 1 at a time. There, I got it. We pull it through. Now we come up this side, and we want to go through this silver bead. And we're going to pick up 1 large silver bead. We're going to pick up the closed loop, which I've already put the hook on, and then we'll pick up another large super duo, and we're going to come around the back and through this silver bead 1 more time. See how this lines up quite nicely. So we're going to want to reinforce this, so we're going to go through the bead, pull it tight. We'll go through the loop and the bead one more, and the next bead one more time. Now I've gone through two. I used two. If you prefer to do it 3 times, by all means, go around the circle again 3 times. We're going to go through this bead. That'll make 2. We'll have 2 threads in this, on this loop. And then I want to go through the next super duo and the next silver bead. And I want to get to this point. I'm making my way over here between these two because I'm going to put a knot in here. But because these two touch each other, if I drop this through here and bring my knot through here, without getting caught on my hook, there, like this, it won't be visible. So I can do a nice little invisible knot there. And I'm going to then come back down. I'm going to do the same thing again with another knot right between these two. So you're looking for beads, when you're doing your tie-offs and your knots, you want to look for beads that, I picked one that's going to be difficult to come through. Stuck. Okay, don't want to break it, so wiggle. Okay, you're looking for knots and you're looking for beads that are next to one another, so that when you're looking for beads to make knots, so that you don't see them. They're not quite as out in the open. So I will come back through these two. In hindsight, I should have gone in the other direction because it doesn't really matter which direction you're tying off, because I've already gone through these two. But it really doesn't matter. All right, so we'll come through. The point being, I just want to get a couple of more passes so that I can cut this off and be assured that they're not going to wiggle loose. And that's it. So here's the piece. If you make one, it's a pendant. And if you make 2, it's earrings. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like and subscribe.